I think we've got a call.
There is a guy on the line from Dubai, but it's not a question related to the DRM. So if we
Oh,
can
that's
hold
fine.
the ticket.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Sure. From Dubai.
Yeah. Let me put you through.
Hi, can we help you? You're calling from Dubai?
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, what can we do for you? What's the question?
Okay, I've got you a little bit weak, so I may not be hearing your responses, but it's like this. David and I have had a phone consultation about a year ago, but this is a different matter.
Okay.
In Dubai, I've been outside of Canada and filing as a non-resident for about 27 years now.
Okay.
And I'm toying with the idea of moving the family back to Dubai, back to Canada while I stay in Dubai. I realize that exposes me to full Canadian tax, but I'm wondering if there's any mitigating factors to the fact that I'm actually making a salary outside of Dubai, i.e. is it taxed perhaps in some kind of world income bracket that would be lower? And
No.
deductions available for my movements back and forth to visit them?
No.
So I just pay full taxes if my salary is actually made.
You pay full tax and you don't get any deduction for traveling back and forth to visit your wife and children. So it becomes very expensive for you to move them back to Canada.
Right.
Now, do you have another citizenship someplace?
No, I don't. No.
You don't. Is there a particular reason that you want to move them back to Canada? They don't like Dubai anymore, or what's the story? Education?
I make an intermediate step towards coming back, i.e. getting the housing established, say over a period of a year or 18 months, just enough to make a precipitous leap from this environment back to that cold, if you see what I mean.
I understand.
I might entertain paying the tax for the opportunity of just being able to ease into Canada rather than to make a sharp break, that's all.
Well, if you do it the way you're talking about, you're going to be taxable in Canada on your full salary, and you won't get any particular deductions other than being able to deduct your wife. And depending on your income, your wife may or may not qualify for the child tax benefit, which
Right.
puts some money into her hands. Now,
Okay.
not that I want to encourage this and make you manufacture something. If you had a big separation and your wife left you and took the kids back to Canada,
Yeah.
that wouldn't
Yeah.
matter at that point because you're a separated
Yeah.
man, and the fact that you come to Canada 1 or 2 times a year to visit your kids is not going to
Yeah.
make you taxable in Canada. In fact, if you did that, I'd
Right.
have you give, what town
Yeah.
would you be going to?
I haven't really decided, and it's quite diverse. Either King County there, Caledon, or Victoria, one of the two.
Okay, so if you went to King County or Caledon, you're just 60, 70 miles from the U.S. border. You're real close to Niagara Falls. If you had the kids come, if you flew into the States and went to Niagara Falls and the kids came down and visited you in Niagara Falls, or you took them to Disney World or something in Orlando, Florida, you wouldn't have even come back to Canada. And in the case of a separation, you wouldn't be taxed in Canada.
Right.
And I would tell you to do that if you were having a fight with your wife, and that was it.
Yeah.
And if she's leaving you if she's leaving to come back to Canada because she doesn't want to live there in Dubai with you anymore, that may well be
Yeah.
the situation. I don't know.
But does that mean actually filing some legal separation papers?
You'd have some sort of separation papers. You'd be paying her alimony or child support or something of that
Right.
nature. So if you paid her child support,
I know people who have done that.
If you
not
paid her-
convinced that's,
well, if you pay her child support, it's not taxable to her in Canada either. So,
right.
you might want to do something. It depends, and that's up to you. I'm not in your bedroom, and I don't know how mad your wife is. I will
Gotcha.
tell you that 50% at least, I think, of the women who go over there don't like it and come back. And I have a list from the floor to the ceiling here of couples that have broken up in the kind of situation you are in. My book talks about it and says when he left, he was a happily married man. When he came back, he was divorced, type of thing, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what your situation is. It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other in some respects in what you do. So you can, but if you're going to, or if what you're doing is you are coming back and everybody's happy and that's what you're doing, and you come back to Caledon or Victoria or whatever, and and you stay with your wife, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, then Canada's going to quite properly want to tax you, and that's
Right.
according to
I've
the
got no
rulings.
problem with that. I just wondered if it was mitigated at all. But
Nope.
so to turn the thing on its head, if I make a precipitous move back to Canada, just say, fine, I'm quitting here and come back to Canada,
Then you
at
just
what date do I become a resident again?
Day
Do
you
I
ca-
get to say what the date is?
Nope,
or
the
do
day
they
you come
deem
back.
me resident after a certain number of factors are fulfilled?
No, if you've given up your job and your position, your residency and everything in Dubai, and you move, you come back across the border as returning Canadians, which is what you would be declaring because you likely want to ship your furniture and stuff, that's the day
Yes.
you become a resident of Canada again.
That's the day.
That's the day.
Okay. So basically, it'll be whenever the domestic effects hit the territory, that's it. I'm back.
You're back.
Okay.
As I say,
All
if
right.
you...
So it sounds like there's no advantage whatsoever in doing what I thought.
No, there's no advantage, and there's a disadvantage, actually. Now, the Americans are
Yeah.
much more sophisticated about it. They actually
Yeah.
allow you to remain out of the country and still exempt up to $90,000. And again, if your wife and children came back to Canada and you were continuing to work in Dubai for a Canadian company, you can
Yeah.
exempt up to $80,000 on Form T626. But
Right.
you have to be working for a Canadian company or a company that is 10% owned by Canadians.
Gotcha.
And this is a really good question. So if you could find a Canadian company to hire you when your wife and kids come back, you could still exempt $80,000.
Right.
But it has to be a Canadian company, whereas the Americans don't care if it's, they can be an Ethiopian, a Canadian, a Dubai, a Kuwaiti, it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right. Well,
So-
I think we've basically closed out that idea. So I thank you for that.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling.
Okay,
I appreciate it.
talk to
Now,
you
why did you phone tonight? Because of tonight's email?
I
or?
just, you and I had a conversation about a year ago, a paid consultation on an unrelated matter, and I was just had this idea, and I thought you were the person to answer the question. So I got on the website, and there it says you may call in. So I called
You
in
got
at
it.
8 o'clock in the
A
morning.
lot
or
cheaper
whatever.
than your $450 consultation last year, right?
And just as valuable. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now.
See, Richard, I told you this program's costing me money.
Hey, I understand. Mitch, you're not fast enough.
I want to get
We're
out of
still
here.
looking at him.
I want to get out of here at 10 to 9.
Did you phone? Have we got wings ready?
Wings are going to be
Wings
down
are
at
ready.
the Eagles Bar at 3rd and Chesterfield in North Vancouver.
So anybody in North Vancouver can come
Once-
down and join us.
If you happen to be watching this, come down and join us at the Wings Bar. Across from the old Esso station that's not there
It's
anymore.
not there anymore. It's just all fenced out. So we were talking about the difference between fair use and fair.
Oh, that one we
Dealing.
can make. That one makes a
Yep.
really good little YouTube thing
Yep.
about leaving Dubai as a married man type of thing.
All right.
Obviously, he's still in love with his wife, and they're not spread.
Yeah, either that or she's listening in the background.
He didn't jump on that one. God, I'm bad.
So am I.
I am bad. But I'm worse than you. I got 7 ex-wives. You've only got 1.
Well, I don't know whether that means I'm persistent or slow.
I don't know either.
Hi, Shirley.
Anyway, keep on.